Hello YouTube, this is Radovan. Welcome to the RaceBluff.com YouTube channel. In today's video we will be talking about the free poker tool you can use on the tables during your poker session. This video is mainly for micro-stakes cash game players and we go through the process of color marking your opponents. So let's jump straight to the topic and let's talk about the importance of this very basic but powerful tool. I know that many of you are already using this tool, but for those who aren't, keep watching and you will be amazed how a free tool can increase your win rate. If you ask any poker pro the question if it is possible to beat the microstakes without using any poker software or poker tool, most of them give you the same answer. And the answer is yes. As you know, poker is a game in an environment of incomplete information. The cards that are dealt are completely random, but it is your skill what you make out of them. While playing poker, you are allowed to use poker software to complete information for you, but it's never gonna be 100%. Using this poker software, first of all, you will gain a significant edge over your opponents, which means that your win rate will increase significantly. And also, you will make your life much easier when you have to make tough decisions. Some of this software offers free trials, but then you have to pay for it. Now let's talk about completely free tool you can use and why it is so important, especially for beginners. This video is mainly made for beginner cash game players, but also more advanced players can get a few pieces of advice. If you are struggling to climb up from the lowest stakes such as NL2 or NL5, make yourself comfortable and let's see how to do it. Beginner players often underestimate this poker tool. It is one of the most powerful free poker tools and I use it on poker tables whenever I sit and play poker. The best thing is that it's completely free and everyone can use it. Okay, so I jump straight to the poker tables now and I will show you how I'm color marking my opponents. So we are live now and let's go for some color marking. Straight on we can here see the player under 100 big blinds. Alright, let's check for anothers. There's no more players. And we will go through every single hand and try to look for the players who are less than 100 big blinds and mark them. Okay, so on this table we can see one player here. There's no more players. I will not be talking much about the strategy or what hands I'm opening and what hands I'm 3-betting and how I play post-flop. We will go just through the marking the players. So first sign I'm gonna use is marking them by not full stack. There is one player here. This is the first thing you should be looking for. Are the players who are less than 100 big blinds, because this is sign that they are mostly the weak players or the recreational players. Because it's like you bring into the table not full stack, and let's say you are dealt aces and you are going versus ace king or versus whatever and you win the hand and you are allowed by the rules of the poker room you are playing to bring the 100 big blinds on the table. On some tables you can even bring 120 big blinds or even more if it's deep stack table. But yeah, let's generally speaking talk about 100 big blinds. And you bring to your table 80 big blinds and you are getting the aces, and instead of doubling your stack and winning 200 big blinds, you are seated on the table with 80 big blinds. You are going to win only 160 big blinds. We are playing NL10 Zoom games on PokerStars, and already on this table you can see two players who I have marked on the yellow color. Here's another one. With the yellow color I'm marking the players who are playing under 100 big blinds. or they are doing some weird stuff like limping or opening 5, 6, 7 big blinds, or just some kind of weird stuff. And I'm just playing and trying to find the players under 100 big blinds. Here's another one. You can actually find many of them. This is the Zoom games, and this player pool is so big, and the players changing every single hour. So you will always find someone to mark, and you should be doing it. For example, the player on the top, I got him marked on yellow, and if he is playing in this hand, I'm expecting him to make mistakes. Okay, so let's play these kings. Let's 4-bet it. Cutoff versus small blind, and if he's got aces, he's got aces, that's not a problem. He's on ace queen, let's hold. And yeah, we hold it, so we doubled up. Okay, let's open tens. Alright, here is another player under 100 big blinds. Let's just mark him. Okay, another thing what I'm looking for on the tables, we didn't see, or we haven't seen the player just yet, but on the PokerStars, if you play PokerStars, you can see a small icon next to the player. I will show you. It's these small icons, which shows you that the player is playing. For example, this player, he already played 10,000 real money hands. So someone who has, let's say, queens here, 5 million hands, or kings, 7.5 million hands, or even aces, which is more than 10 million hands, this is something you have to respect, and this is something what should tell you that this player is most probably the strong player, the regular player, and the good player. Because to play 10 million or either 5 million hands, it will take time, and during these hands the guy will gain so much experience. In this session I will be not talking much about strategy. I will be talking mostly about color marking the players. As you can see, here's another player, here is another one, so we can mark him. Okay, we're gonna 3-bet jacks. Gonna take it down, which is good. Actually, on this table you can see 4 yellow players, which I've seen before with not a full stack. This is like ultra soft table. Unfortunately, we got 7-4 off, so we're gonna fold it. And throughout the game, you just clicking and trying to look for the players who are less than 100 big blinds. So this is the first sign we were talking about. So the players under 100 big blinds. All day long, just keep marking these players. Firstly, focus just on the players under 100 big blinds, because these players, they will give you the most money, and these players will be your best customers. So don't leave or don't press the fold button until you check all the players, and if you find some player under 100 big blinds, mark them and then fold. Yeah, if you are playing 2 or 3 Zoom tables and you are not marking the players, I recommend to lower the amount of the tables and just keep marking properly, because it really helps you in the future when you meet again this player who you already marked, and say he's doubled and he's got like 180 big blinds, and you don't know nothing about him except the label you assign to him, and it will really helps you to take better decisions against this player. So as I mentioned, just don't go away from the table until you check all the players, and if you see someone under 100 big blinds, you mark him and you move to the next hand. On this table again we can find one player who is less than 100 big blinds. There's no other player, so we can fold the hand and move to another table. Here's another one, let's mark him, let's fold our ace-10 early position, move to another hand, and so on. You just keep doing this one all day, and in a few days you will see the big difference on your tables, because you will meet the same players, even you don't remember them, but you mark them and you meet them again, and you already know that you've seen them with less than 100 big blinds. In case that you will place some hand against this player who you mark already and you got some kind of difficulties, or you lost the hand and he played it better and you can say that he played it better, then you can easily just click on him and say no label, or just you can upgrade him to probably reg or bad reg or unknown for you, or he's neat. So you can play with these labels anytime you want. It doesn't mean that if you mark one player that you can't change his label and it stays there forever. You can change the label anytime. Yeah, here's another player. Okay, here we can see the player with the jacks I was talking about, and this player is less than 100 big blinds. This is the first thing, and the second thing, I got this player marked as a bad reg or unknown, because I caught him many times with weak hands and with some weird moves. Firstly, I marked him as probably reg, and then I downgraded him to bad reg. So yeah, because he was just making too many mistakes. So yeah guys, basically this is what you will be doing from the beginning if you haven't been marking players until now. I really strongly recommend to mark the players, and if you haven't been doing this, just start doing it, and it will really help your win rate, and you will just basically move forward. And as I mentioned, the best thing is that it's a free tool for you. You can use it anytime, and you can use it, as I know, on almost every single poker room. They offer you the option to mark the players or color label the players. So yeah, just use it. Just use it every single time, and especially look for the players who are less than 100 big blinds. Okay, so as we didn't have a chance to play against the player marked before on live play, I recorded one hand for you guys. So let's focus on the table number 1, where we have King Jack suited, and we are trying to ISO raise the player on the early position with our King Jack suited. Unfortunately, the player on our left, the neat player, is cold calling, so we have to consider that he is calling some pocket pair. Now on the flop, the yellow player is bombing the pot, so I was considering either to raise or only call, but then after I decided to call only, because there was risk of player on our left is hitting, let's say, set of tens or set of deuces. I wanted to know what's gonna happen on turn, so I just decided to call. Player on our left, as I can remember, he folded. Yes, he folded, and on the turn it's a no-brainer for us, because we already had this player marked on the yellow. We know that he's playing funny combinations, so I just raised it all in. And let's see what this player playing with. He's playing with a 10-8 suited, so the 10 middle pair is really good for him. So we took the pot, and this is basically how color marking is helping me, and this is why I really recommend to color mark the players. It will really make your life easier. Okay, I show you now the color scheme I'm using for marking opponents. It is everyone's personal preference which color for which type of player you want to use, so make it the way you like it, so you will be comfortable with recognizing different player types. This is just a little hint or tip on how I do it. Maybe now you are asking yourself, How do I know that this particular player is folding to 3-bets a lot, or this particular player is 3-betting a lot? Let's assume that you are not using tracking software yet. So let's make it simple. So for now you will start using only 4 color or 4 types of players. One for fish, one for whale, one for rec, and one for probably rec. Let's talk about how to recognize 4 different types of players and how to find them. First type of player is fish or fun player. You will recognize this player by 2 main signs. The player is playing with a stack under 90 or 100 big blinds, and the player is limping way too much pre-flop. The second type of the player we want to mark is same as fish or fun player, but spicing it a little bit more, such as opening pre-flop with random amounts of big blinds, shoving pre-flop a few times in a row, opening some funny sizes like 27 blinds pre-flop or 63 blinds pre-flop or whatever is on his mind. Another type of the player is rec, or also called a good irregular player, and this is type of player who plays solid strategy. He is also a player capable of balancing his ranges and capable of bluffing at the right moment. Fortunately for us, this specimen at the lowest stakes is very rare and it is really hard to find him. You will recognize this player by seeing him with doubled or tripled or even quadrupled stack almost every time you see him. And the last type is probably rec, and this is a very similar type of a player to rec player, but the only difference is that you mark this player before you are sure he is real rec, or you code him and exploit him doing a few mistakes here and there. And as the conclusion or final thoughts, the majority of poker rooms offer an option to color mark your opponents during the gameplay, and the most incredible thing about this is that it stays marked forever. So you don't miss your chance and mark every single player you can. Also, you can find more tips in my free guide. This guide you can find on raisebluff.com, or you can head over to my Twitch and try to catch me streaming. And anyway guys, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video. It is only a little skill to start using the color labeling tool, but once you get used to it, it will improve your game and increase your win rate significantly. If you like the video, hit the like button below. It really helps us out, and also it helps YouTube to bring more videos from us to you with a similar strategy content. If you have any questions about color marking, please leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer the question. I'll see you later guys.